Sergeant Kurt Gilbert with the Takoma Park Police Department. This is Mr. Paul Weeder. We're going to do a home security survey on his home. This is what we're going to do first. We're going to take a look at your home from the police officer perspective when we approach the things we're looking at. We don't want your 911 response delayed. So the first thing we're looking at when we do the home security survey is how is your house numbers, where they're located, are they visible, and again, we'll come again at night and take a look and see how the lighting affects your numbers. If your numbers aren't visible at night due to the lighting, if your porch light isn't on or something to that effect, we'll recommend maybe that you have a fluorescent type of house number, either fixed in your yard, painted on your curb, something that glows in the dark maybe, that will help us find your home in case of emergency.
That's a great idea.
Door looks good. You have a single cylinder deadbolt lock. It looks like a 1-inch throw, and you want at least that, 3/4 inch to 1 inch. Yeah. That's good. Your frame looks sturdy. It's not chipped and doesn't look weathered. So it looks like it'll be able to withstand a kick or something to that effect from a burglar. You have a lock here on your storm door, which is good. Let's see if that's broken. It comes out a good 1/2 inch, which will slow down the process of breaking in at least. So that looks good. Door looks good.
Okay.
So we move back to the rear door. How many other doors you have on this floor?
Just these two.
Patio door. We'll take a look at the patio door. Tell me a little bit about the door lock here for this patio door.
Okay. Well, it's a deadbolt with on the back side a key code and key entry. So both items lock.
Okay.
However, I do have a passcode that I don't share.
Okay, that's good. Now, when the door is locked, can someone reach in and unlock it without using the code?
No, they can unless they break the window.
Right. Okay. That's the one concern that I would have.
Right.
Is the breaking of the window, reaching in and unlocking the door.
Understood.
That could be done with some persistence by the criminal element. My suggestion would be some security glazing. Of course, you don't want bars. You don't want your home looking like it's a jail or something to that effect.
Right.
They have security glazings that you can screw on from the outside. They're decorative and won't make it look like it's a jail type of atmosphere.
Okay.
That would make it a lot more difficult to be defeated.
Understood.
Okay.
When I do leave, if I could add, I do shut all the shades. So I don't know if that helps with just seeing the items that are inside the house, but that's one extra measure I do to prevent any criminal element.
That's good. Are the windows also shaded?
Yes, all windows have shades.
And that's a common practice when you leave?
Common practice to
that helps
draw all the shades.
That helps with the temptation from the criminal element.
Exactly.
That helps. This is a nice house though, so sometimes they'll just come in on their curiosity.
Right.
And again, you want to have that security glazing slowing down a little bit.
Very good.
Let's move to the window.
Okay.
For your double hung windows, only thing I would recommend, it's good you have shades again so people just can't look in and see the temptation. I'd recommend locks, security locks for them, which require a key to unlock so you can open them. And also in the summer months, if you don't run your AC but you want some ventilation, I'd recommend that if you're going to leave them open or cracked, that you pin your windows.
Pins.
So that no one can force it up, but whatever distance you prefer.
Got it.
Okay? And those are only two recommendations for your windows. Otherwise, they look pretty sturdy. The recommendation for the ladder is that you secure it so that it can't be used, not only for your residents, but for your neighbors.
Right.
A lot of times you get someone use a ladder from somebody else's house to break into one of their neighbors' houses, so make things a little easier on your neighbors. I guess you could secure it to the fence.
True.
Or something like that.
Got it.
About it?
Yes, it's a wireless system, and so there's no problem with communicating to the monitoring service. All windows and doors, including a couple extra features I'll tell you about here in a second, but all the doors and windows have this brake system so that if one window is open, then the alarm is tripped.
Okay, that's good.
And then as far as the other features, there's glass break, and that communicates back to the home base, and that would also go off if there was any breakage of glass, whether it's from a door, window, or inside.
Okay, outstanding. I would recommend that for the glass breakage, and I think you mentioned that earlier, that the alarm company contact the police immediately, if possible.
Right.
I know a lot of times they'll call you first, and we prefer that response not be delayed.
Right.
And that's it about the alarm, I guess.
Yes,
You have all of the windows on this floor.
on both floors, and I also registered with the county for the alarm, being registered with the county police.
The false alarm reduction.
False alarm reduction.
Good.
Exactly.
Good. Now you have this solid window here.
Yes.
Is it double paned or
It
single?
is double paned,
It's double paned.
and the same issue as you mentioned upstairs, where if someone were to break it, they could easily unlatch it.
Yeah, that'd be the only recommendation
Yeah.
for this door. Otherwise, again, the frame looks good. Your throw is an inch. So the frame looks good and you have a decent sized throw. The only recommendation is security glazing for the window.
Exactly.
And slow down the process of busting the window and getting to this mechanism here.
Right.
Okay. Well, next we're going to go outside and take a look at the grounds outside.
Terrific.
And address some of the lighting issues we can't address at night, and then also your shrubbery and how well that is trimmed back, so not to give the criminal element a place to hide. As far as the lighting is concerned, we always recommend lighting on all four sides of your home. You have a porch light, and I'm not sure because it's not dark right now how well it's going to illuminate and light up the front of your house. I recommend a floodlight, possibly one that has a motion sensor on it, so when someone's approaching, it turns on, and you can set the setting as to how sensitive it'll be, how long it'll stay on when someone approaches, if at all. Some people like to leave their lights on all night long. Some would prefer the motion sensor where it comes on and kind of lets them know that somebody's out there lurking around.
Okay.
Okay. You're right. Again, to address the lighting issue, I would recommend a floodlight affixed to the side of the home. So when someone approaches, it'll turn on and give you an idea that somebody's outside. Okay? This is a good example of security glazing windows. It's pretty sturdy and hard to defeat as far as breaking it. And the fact that it's framed separately in several locations makes it even more difficult to defeat. Again, floodlights I'd recommend to the rear here, especially since you have a lot of belongings on the outside. You want to deter someone from coming into your yard, especially at night. Those lights light them up. Criminal element doesn't like light. They don't like light, they don't like to make noise. So the more light we give them, the less likely they'll want to come into your yard and move any of your belongings. And for the belongings that are out there, you want to secure them as best you can. Bring them inside at night, etc. There are other things we could talk about that will help better protect your property. And one of the things is operation identification. Basically what that is you list and inventory all your property. You can engrave, we'd love for you to engrave the most important pieces of your property if you can with driver's license number or personal identification number that we can readily identify as yours from a pawn shop or something to that effect. Once you do that, you get these stickers that you can put on your window.
Okay.
To some of the criminal element, they recognize this and understand that a lot of property inside is going to be engraved, and that will make it difficult for them to pawn at a pawn shop.
Great. Of a detached shed.
Need a space.
Right.
For a detached shed, I'd recommend that, something that you can secure, and you don't have to bring all this stuff inside the house.
True. So
I won't recommend a place where you can get them from, but I think we're thinking along the same lines.
Okay, great. You say there's a report inside here that we can file with the
report will have a case number.
Okay.
We'll keep one on file. We'll give you one so you can have long-term memory of the things we talked about. I'm expecting you to run out and exhaust all of your funds to pay for some, especially the lighting, to pay for some of the recommendations, but you have it. You can decide what's priority to you and what you're going to spend money on initially. We'll keep a copy. Should you ever lose yours, you have that case number, or you can come down using your name and your address, and we can find that report for you.
Okay.
In regards to the operation identification, if you'd like for us to keep a copy of that, we can too. I'd recommend, especially for fire, that you keep it in a safe. Another place to keep it that's kind of fire safe is in your freezer.
Oh,
Maybe put it in a freezer bag and keep it in your freezer so that
that's a great idea.
It's not burnt. But if you choose to give us a copy, we'll have a copy.
Okay.
So now that we're done, just to recap on some of the recommendations that we made. I think first we talked about your numbers being visible, your house numbers being visible for emergency response, especially at night. We talked about addressing your lighting issues. You have floodlights on what we call side 1 of your home. You need floodlights on side 2 and 3 as well, and in the front, which we call side 4. We also talked about your windows and securing them better, and possibly adding some locks. We talked about your basement door, adding security glazing to that window so that it's not as easy for them to possibly break the window and reach in to trigger the mechanism and open the door. We talked about your security system. You have a pretty good security system in place already, and possibly cameras at your discretion. If residents want to have their own home security survey performed, they can call Takoma Park Police Department at area code 301-270-1100.